it's become so accessible to make things perfect. And I think now more than ever with like AI and all that stuff going on, it's like, I'm not interested in that. Like, if a computer can spit out something that sounds perfect, I don't care. I'm so just, in love with this. Like, how can we make it feel as like close to life as possible?
What's your train track?
Hey man,
Hey man,
how are you?
good.
Good, thanks
I'm
for
very excited to be on the train with you.
doing this. Let's jump straight in. What's your first train track?
First one, I'm gonna go with an Aussie one because I'm away from home. Miffed by Way Dynamic. I don't know him personally, but he is amazing. And this song came on while I was driving actually, but I have listened to it many times on the train too. I think it's a great commuting song, and it just feels good.
Dude, that's you.
Yep.
Those drums just from the get-go. So nice.
So good. It's so simple, but it's just the most perfect riff.
It's so tapey. It's really just saturated,
Yeah.
and I love this song. This whole album. I remember
whole
hearing
album.
it when it came out,
And his whole discography.
Yeah.
Like, this is his third album, I think. He's been doing it for so long, and he works on so many other people's music too.
what else has he worked on? Besides this?
I'm not, he's in the Melbourne scene, and like, there's a lot of people that he's worked with.
Yeah.
And now he's blown up, and everyone's like, wants to work with him, but he's killing it and never home.
I think. I mean, I saw him play a couple times last month, the month
sick.
before, and it was so cool seeing him in the band. Like, they just got it so good, and they clearly just enjoy it, and they love doing it, and like, I don't know, the music just, it feels fun.
It's
but
so
like,
pure, yeah, and I think it feels lived in that way. Like, I got to see them at this tiny festival in Sydney like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Because I think they must have booked him, like, he was on really early. They must have booked him before he had really blown up. It was really funny to see him at like 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And so many people came out, and it was on this like tiny little stage, and just him and his like 6-piece band, and it was incredible. I was like front row, just like, this is music. This is the
so
best.
cool.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of testament to that it doesn't happen overnight, and like, you know, this is third album,
Big time,
and this is the one that's kind of just like,
yeah, for whatever
suddenly
reason,
jumped.
just
I
everything
mean, it was like
aligned.
Snoopy edits on TikTok that I saw.
Oh, really?
I mean, I was listening to the record like the day it came out.
Yeah.
And then I saw it start when this song started getting like real traction. It's super Nick Drakey, and there's points on this
Super
record
Nick
where I'm
Drake.
like,
Yeah.
this could easily be a Nick Drake
It
song.
could be.
And this could easily also have been made in the 60s.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, easily. It's timeless. It feels like that. Like, it's so fresh, but so timeless.
yeah.
And so the arrangement is so good. Like, every little bit of it feels perfectly placed.
It's
in a way
very
that's-
deliberate. Everyone's
Yeah.
very sort of conscious of everything they're playing, which I really love in
but not
music.
overthought or overdone. You know, it's conscious, but not. It's never too much.
Is that something that for you, where, you know, you've just put out a debut album, big step,
Thank you.
obviously
Yeah.
involved a lot more people than
It
you've
did.
done previously, right? What does that level of collaboration look like for you? Right, so okay, now I've got to let other people in on the process. Do you find letting people in? Do you find that easy?
I haven't in the past, but for this album, it was a lot easier than it's ever been, and that was a big part of what I wanted the album to be. And I'm very grateful that I got to do that. It was like literally me and my friends getting in a room together and making the music, which I hadn't done a lot. And I'd been very insular in my process with previous music, where it's just kind of me in my room recording everything myself, and that can be really nice to do, but you miss that like human touch of like people playing together in a room, which is what I love about this kind of music, and what I'd really tried to capture with the album for sure.
I feel like you really did, and I think
thanks.
like so many of my favorite records recently, I talk about this a lot. Is like those albums where you can feel the room, like you can feel that space that it was made within.
Yeah.
And I think that's like, I mean, there's tracks on your record like Dinner Party where it's just like, everyone's just there in the room with you.
Exactly.
It's like, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Was that a real conscious thing when making it?
Yes, I was like hugely inspired by like Big Thief and Pine Grove, like for that like really like live sound, in a way that doesn't feel too studio-y, you know. And we did it in my friend Jerome's living room, most of it, and some of it in a room in my house as well. So it was like, we're not going to use a pro studio, like let's just get our friends together in a room, and you can hear it, and I'm glad that it feels that way. Any time that I was like, oh, it'd be cool to have like a trumpet here, or like a string part or whatever, he's like, oh yeah, let's get it done, and like we'd just get another friend in, and I met so many people through the process of just amazing musicians. It was so cool, and Yeah, just nothing. I'd never done that. It's like anytime I would want an instrument that I don't know how to play, you know, I'm trying to find like a software version of it or something. It's just never. The real thing is so good.
Yeah. And in terms of how this process of making music felt different for you, did you get to the end of making it and be like, yeah, you know what, this really accurately represents what I had in mind?
Yeah, big time.
Or was it like, this is a further removed?
It was like going into it, I didn't know what I was going to end up with. I just knew that there was a feeling I was chasing, which was that live thing, that openness, the feeling of people being together. And I think we did that. I did feel like by the end of it, I was really happy with how it felt. And throughout the whole thing, it's like I was still trying to make sense of it. I'd never made an album before, and albums are quite overwhelming to do because you're trying to piece together so many parts to make it this whole thing. But yeah, I think that the feeling really came through, and that helps it live in a world, which I'm really proud of. Yeah.
And an album as a thing is obviously a much bigger undertaking. Obviously, an EP has great value, but there's kind of real halo around making your debut album and putting it out.
Yeah.
Did that pressure feel present when you were making it, or was it just like, I'm just going to do the thing that feels natural here and come out with an album in the end?
Yeah, it was a balance of the two. I think like I'd always put pressure on my debut record. Like in my head, it was always like, it has to be at the perfect time when I know exactly what I want to say and I've got, you know, all the right things in place to make it make sense to do an album.
Sure.
And I got to a point where I was like, what am I waiting for? Like, I'm going to be waiting forever because it's never going to be the right time or the right thing. So I got to a point where I was like, I'm just going to make the thing, and whatever it is going to be what it is. So that was quite freeing to go into it like that. But still in the back of my mind, I was like, oh my God, I'm making an album. This is my debut. It's got to be perfect. But I was trying to let go of that as much as I could because I know that can get in the way for me personally a lot.
Had you found that the process of play within making things, had that been lost prior to making this, do you think?
I think a little bit. I think I was taking everything too seriously at times, and a lot of my music would reflect that. Is like just very, very emotional. Like I think music to me is like a huge outlet for processing what I'm feeling. So a lot of the time that can be quite sad or heavy. And I think with this record, it's called You're Missing the Best Part, and the whole place where I was in my life was like just thinking about it doesn't have to be that deep all the time, you know? And like being with the people you love and enjoying the little moments is kind of the most profound thing that can be in your day-to-day world. So yeah, we had a lot more fun writing and making the music, and that was a new thing for me, which I'm carrying forward from this point, I think. Definitely.
That's really, really beautiful though. Now the album's out,
Yeah.
From your side of things, does it feel like there's a weight lifted, or does it feel like, okay, now I've got to move to the next thing?
A bit of both. Like I'm relieved that I've made it and I've done the debut album thing, but then I feel like there's a pressure to now like follow it up, and I'm trying to take that pressure off myself a little bit and go, no, it's okay. Like I'm allowed to just sit with what I made, and I don't have to rush the next thing, because I think I've always been on to the next thing. That's like my kind of personality, which, and I'm still writing right now, like I'm figuring it out, but I'm not putting any pressure on, I need to figure out what the next album is, you know, and I think I'm trying to keep that energy of what I found through making the album of like, music should be fun and should be something pure and joyful. Even if, you know, like you can just talk about emotional things, like there's a whole spectrum, but I'm trying to like treat it lightly in terms of the pressure of a career, I guess. Yeah.
What's your next train track?
My next train track, I'm gonna pick Incomprehensible by Big Thief. Adrienne Lenker's songwriting has been a huge influence on me over recent years, and Big Thief were like the catalyst towards me being like, I want to play music with my friends. I don't want to do everything on my own anymore. And this song,
Oh my God. This has that same feeling of like, it's just friends in a room, they're just making stuff, you know?
Yeah. And it's so like meditative, if that's the right word. There's like a trance to it. Perfect for being on the train. I can just like see in my head like the light coming through the train windows as we're like going past. It's
Yeah, I remember the first time I heard this song, I just cried, and then I listened to it like probably 30 times, because as far as songwriting goes, I just think this really hits something that's like, I couldn't put into words, but it's so powerful of like this thing of aging and accepting that and being like, well, I'm not who I was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and such a pure way and like positive look on it, you know. I think it's such a big song. It's so larger than life and like spiritual almost, but at the same time so macro and like you can see it, and it's so, I don't know, every time I listen to it, it's just so, feels like a hug.
It does, yeah, it does. It really does. And I think that there's part of that in the production of it that's like, it's very warm. Again, it's very kind of tapey. But at the same time, it's so intricate. There's all these tiny little strings that like, I couldn't name half the instruments that are going on. Like,
Zither, I think it's Laraji Zither. Yeah, like
what
it's
is that?
it's like an Eastern instrument, I think. He makes like ambient meditative.
Because he's on the record, right?
He's on the record. I think he's on a few of the songs. You can hear them like just jamming.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's so unified. I don't know, they've got something really special, this band.
Have you seen them play?
I have. I saw them in Sydney.
Right?
Yeah, incredible. My girlfriend was really into them. She had shown me some of their stuff, and like there were a few songs that I really loved, but it took me a second to like dive into the catalog. And I went to that show kind of not knowing all of the music and was just like completely blown away. Like it was the most, they were playing in a theater that had like 2,500 people. It was just the four of them. Like I feel like we've gotten so used to concerts these days feeling so produced or something. Like you can have like things on track, and it's just such a huge sound. It was just the four of them being a band, and they were playing the songs like different to the way they recorded them, and changing lyrics and like playing unreleased things, and it was so pure. And that was a big catalyst for me. Yeah, like I said earlier, like just trying to be like, oh my god, this is what music needs to be, you know, at least for what I want to do and the feeling I want in the music I create. Like just people playing together, like that is so, it's so powerful. And so I don't know, I think like I'm gonna yap about this forever, but the idea of like recording music, because we all have like computers now and it's so easy to like make things sound big with just stacking layers, but we forget that like music has for thousands of years been a thing that brings people together because you play it with other people, you know? It's so simple, but it's easy to forget that because it's so easy to do it a different way now. So yeah, that was on my mind, trying to be like, let me just get real people to come in and do this with me.
And just do it.
Yeah. Oh, I love that lyric. Tomorrow's my birthday, I'll be 33. Doesn't matter much next to eternity. She makes me feel so young, you know? So like, it's like, there's so much to see in the world, and there's so much to be like in awe of and to learn and to live. It's just like, don't ever feel like you've run out of time, you know?
Yeah, I think that's such an obsession with like, you know, you've got to do absolutely everything you ever want to do in your 20s. Your 30s, you've got to have it figured out. 40s, that's when you like settle down. 50s is like, well, you've got it done. 60s, like, well, you're kind of winding down now. Like everything about this is just like, right,
incomprehensible.
I'm just going to keep going. Like,
yeah, like there's so much. There's
no stop date at all.
No.
This.
How can beauty that is living be anything but true? Let gravity be my sculptor as well.
So good.
It's so beautiful. I feel like I'm gonna cry. There's so much richness to everything they do.
It's interesting though, because like there's so many songs that like, you know, on Adrian's solo records are like, I love them. I don't really understand what she's talking about. The same with like, you know, my like Bon Iver, like I haven't got a clue what he's talking about on half those songs, but like I love them.
Yeah.
And, like I think writing songs that can feel so mysterious and so like vague but specific at the same time is, I think, such a skill that.
Yeah. They're both masters at that. It's just they capture the feeling so well, and sometimes you don't even need the right words.
What's your next train track?
I'm gonna throw it back to a song from the 70s that I only discovered recently, but the feeling of this is just so joyful and great. It's the Swimming Song by Loudon, Wainwright, the third. Oh, same key as Incomprehensible.
Wow.
What a transition.
What I think is really interesting is all three songs you've picked so far, from like, you know, they span 50 years. They all sound like they could have been in the same sort of time, which is like, and similar to what you were saying earlier of like, we have all this technology at our disposal now to make things sound clean, polished, perfect. But in fact, I think what people are actually going towards and longing for is this sense of imperfection. Really.
Totally. Yeah. Not like that's the thing.
Like, how can I actually make this sound worse in theory?
Well, yeah, I think it's just how can I make it sound real, more human. And I think it's become so accessible to make things perfect. And I think now more than ever with like AI and all that stuff going on, it's like I'm not interested in that. Like, if a computer can spit out something that sounds perfect, I don't care. I'm so just, in love with this. Like, how can we make it feel as like close to life as possible?
Whether it's a conscious thing or not, I think people are subconsciously pushing against this sense of an AI driven thing, that we have the opportunity to make something. The guys who started Suno, that's like, it's way easier to just use Suno than like, why would you want to spend the time learning to play an instrument?
It baffles me how some people are like so excited by it, and it seems to be like this, I don't know, there's a certain generation or something that's just like, oh yeah, it's great because it's so convenient and so easy and like there's so many possibilities, but I'm like, it's fundamentally not human. It's not us. It's sure, use AI to like make our lives easier for things we don't want to do, but why are we using it for things that are the thing that like makes us who we are?
I remember seeing something a while back that was like, I want AI to do my laundry and dishes so I can do my creative stuff. Yeah. Not have AI do my creative stuff so I can do laundry.
Why are we suddenly focusing on it being like this replacement for entertainment? I hope that people, like the general listeners out there, are like, in my heart, I feel like they will, they'll want real music. And I think everyone that I speak to who makes music or anything like that, like we're all on the same boat. Like let's just get through this, and it is what it is, but we're not going to be anywhere near it.
What is it about this song that you're drawn to specifically?
It's just so fun. It's like
it's real chuggy.
A song,
it's a real train song.
Real chuggy, real train. Yeah, it's a great like driving song, train song. And he's talking about swimming in all these different places in the summer. That's it, like it's such a life song, and it's so simple, and I think that's really beautiful. I just think, like I was saying, like about not taking things so seriously, this is a perfect example of that. It's like, but it's something so specific and so relatable. Like everyone knows what it feels like to go for a swim in the hot sun, It's just like, let's put that in a song.
But then in fact I think all three of these songs so far have been songs that could be interpreted as like kind of a sad topic or a more melancholy topic over a fun instrumental. So I think it's like this is great. Like
I mean, I think that's a thread that I'm always drawn to, like this kind of duality of two worlds. I think that's what makes the most interesting stuff, because I think that feels the closest to what it feels like to be a person and to feel things. I think at any point, I don't know if I've ever been just one thing. I never feel just happy or just sad or just angry or just at peace. There's always like so much going on, and I think to try and capture that in a piece of art is like the best thing.
How did you find this record?
My friend Ollie showed me this song. We were, I think we were writing or something. He just pulled it up. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of, there's a Adrienne song called Free Treasure on her solo record. The melody is, I wonder if she kind of referenced this song. I could listen to this for hours.
Yeah, it's simple as well. Like
the violin too.
I don't know if I've got much violin on my end. I think that might be more on your side.
Okay.
I hear a little bit. What's your final train track?
My final train track, I'm going to end with a song from my album. It's called Wishing. This one, it's one of my favorite ones on the record. I think it might have been the last one that we wrote for it, potentially. Yeah, to me this feels like a moving through the world kind of song. The synth in it, it's really funny. I've noticed since we made this song, every time I catch a train in Sydney, the sound of the door when it opens, there's like a toot toot, and it sounds like the same pitch and everything as this song. So I don't know, I associate it with trains now, so I had to pull it up. Yeah.
Again, it hits that same thing. It's kind of like a list song.
A list, it is.
Which is like, I think it's so interesting. Like these are just details and things that like you cherry picked out.
Yeah.
Was there one that came first and you're like, oh cool, I can write a song around this? Or was it like, I'm gonna write a song that picks these?
Yeah, I was with my friends Jerome and Ollie, who I've written with a bunch, and they were a big part of this album. And we had the album title had come about like You're Missing the Best Part, but I felt like I didn't have a song where I really like went into writing it with that concept in mind. So I was like, let's write a song like where we like, what is the best part? Like what is it that we're missing? And so we all just started throwing out ideas, and that list became this song. Yeah.
Are there specific things within this that you're like, that's my one, that's Jerome's one, that's all?
Yeah, I think so. I think Jerome suggested the first lyric of the tunnel in the rain, which I love. It like that gives me, when you're like driving on the open road and you go over you go through an underpass, but it's raining and the rain stops for a second and then starts again. It's little moments like that where it's like, just all of those things that are like so minuscule, but they just bring that little, brings you into the moment, I think. Yeah.
I love that as a really beautiful, like, I don't know, sort of like tapestry around the album. Like, they paint a very clear picture of, this is the best part. These are the best parts. There are only things that you could see, or the guys that are in the room, like things that you've noticed. And things that everyone's noticed.
Things that everyone noticed, exactly. I think I was like so much in a place of just wanting to feel more present in my life. Always looking down and scrolling and like wanting to just look up a bit more and be in the world and just, I don't know. There's so much all the time to just be in. And I think the internet makes things feel so connected, but also so big. And it can be, I don't know, we can lose our local world. And then the wishing you were someone that was better with their time, I think is just that yearning to like be more present and just take notice. Yeah.
I love it, and the production on it's gorgeous.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Again, feels like a hug.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and this was just literally us in a living room with a little synth and Ollie on the guitar and just being goofballs. We were just having fun. When we started making it, we were like, this kind of sounds like a song from like The Sims or something. Like, are we seriously doing this?
Yeah.
But it just, I don't know, it felt so pure.
On that of like wanting to notice the small things and look up from this. Social media has obviously played a huge part in the last few years for you.
Totally.
How do you feel like your relationship with that has shifted over the last year or so?
Yeah, it can be such a powerful tool to reach people, and I'm like constantly just so grateful and in awe of that. Like how I can just set up my camera and share a song that I've written or something, and it can reach someone on the other side of the planet in a moment, And there's been so many beautiful stories from people all around the world who've like found my music that way, and I'm always touched by it, and it's amazing. But at the same time, like it can be, I don't know, overwhelming. And the algorithm is so it doesn't feel like you're reaching the people who have signed up to reach it, like
it's such a fickle beast. That, like, sometimes you get it right, sometimes you're doing the same thing. You got it right last week, and now it's the wrong thing.
Yeah, you never know. And it's like, I think there's so much now all the time, and everyone is just, we're all like just flicking through to find something that reaches us, but I don't know, I think people are tired too. And so I'm tired making things, people are tired watching things. We're all just like, there's so much noise. But I think things can cut through, and it is a great tool for that. So I'm grateful for it.
For you, is it about now being able to find rhythm with social media, or is it instead finding ways to actually not think about it at all?
I think the most important thing to me is like community and the people that want to be part of whatever I'm doing, and people who I want to be in that world. I want to find ways to do that, and I think social media was really good for that at a time. But now, your posts don't even reach your followers, and it's the most frustrating thing. So I don't know, my relationship to it is constantly evolving, because it's constantly evolving, like in itself, I think. So my energy I want to put into just like being where the community is, and if that means doing more live shows, I want to do more live shows. If that means posting more on the internet, I'll post more on the internet. But I don't know. Like my honest answer is right now, I don't know what my relationship is with social media, because it's confusing. Yeah.
Do you feel like within your creative process you're still able to, because I know a lot of artists who end up like sort of writing what they think it's going to be favored by the algorithm, like, do you still feel that you're able to detach from that in the process of creating?
Yeah, thankfully. I think in the writing process that's never been corrupted in that way, which I'm grateful for. But I think in the posting process, like the sharing process, there's been countless times where I'm like, oh no, I need to do it this way because that's gonna be more appropriate for the algorithm or whatever, and that never works. It never does. The ones that work are the ones where you're like, oh, this is shit, or oh, this is just I feel like I want to share this, but it's not gonna do well, and then it does, and you're like, oh, okay. But anytime you're like, oh no, I know exactly, I have this perfect idea and it's gonna be great. Crushing.
Yeah. No, I get it. But I feel like you've tapped into something here of like the creative process of being able to just make things in the room with the people you want to make them, and just being okay with that. That's the outcome.
I think that's quite it needs to be kept sacred. It's not. I think it's a lot more powerful than people give it credit for. Just the pureness of what music actually is and the effect it can have. We all have our own relationship to music, and like listening to stuff like this whole premise of what this podcast is, like train tracks, like music is such an important part to everyone's life, I think, and I think we need to keep that like reverent in a way, you know, because if we cave and go, oh no, I think this is what the algorithm will like, or this will get me a number one because it, I don't know, it ticks all these boxes or something. But if it's not coming from a pure place, it's dangerous. I don't know. There's something to it. I feel like it's, yeah. I think we need to just treat it with like, just keep it pure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. This has been
Oh,
so.
thank
you, and thank you for this record. I think it's just such a beautiful body of work.
Thank you.
It feels like it really captures a moment in where you're at and what you're feeling and everything. So
That means a lot. I'm really glad.
Thank you so much. I'm glad we could do this.
Yeah, me
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
This is great.
Well, we got to jump off then.
What's your train track?